We start this story in a pig slaughterhouse in Korea, because why not? We are told that the genes that determine the structure and shape of a pig's organs are identical to humans by 95%. We see a bloodied knife dripping blood on the floor and are told that therefore, since ancient time, when human dissection was a taboo, pigs have served as the subject of dissection instead of humans. And here we see our MC the butcher. MC hears someone singing his name, Maru Maru Hamaru, and so he turns his head. As we see someone with big shoes step in the pig's blood, we are told that, no matter how great a person is, in the end, 95% of him is a pig. Now we see a giant hulking guy wearing sunglasses and wielding an axe standing in front of MC. The giant talks. Our butcher Maru has surpassed all the knife wielders who are 4 to 5 years in the job. The guy asks Maru if he is after his position. The giant call MC an arrogant brat and lift up his axe to swing. Man, he really looks like Yujiro Hanma from Baki. MC is not sure what to do here. The giant slams his axe at Maru. MC, without blinking or showing any fear, just stands there facing it head on. The axe slams right over MC's shoulder and slams into a pig. Man, what a beautiful panel. Giant tells Maru to pay attention. While laughing, he tells him that he is still far from surpassing his achievements. Maru, while sharpening his knife, tells his boss that if he keeps doing this, he'll break the workbench again. Maru tells him to stop doing this and get dressed. The boss is literally roaming around in a Speedo. Now we are formally introduced to the boss while he inspects the piece of meat he just cut. He states that it's too good to sell. This guy is World Livestock Products Manager, Hong Juno. MC agree mockingly that yes, his boss is the best, and we are formally introduced to MC. He is World Livestock Products Employee, Hamaru. We'll just call him Maru. MC shows his skills and instantly cleans the meat from the bones. Boss grabs his head and inspects his work while calling Maru a great product. Boss states that who would think that this is the skill of someone who only started working a year ago. MC, all frustrated from his boss, tells him as he is not going to help he should leave. Boss turns his head and while laughing calls someone named Kim Young, asking her if today's supply for Maru was delayed. While laughing, he asks if Kim Young took Maru out on a field trip. He called her again and again, but she is busy eating. Boss yells at Kim Young, which scares her. Stuffing her mouth, she responds, "Field trip?" This is World Livestock Products accountant Kim Young. Boss asks her if she thinks she is having a mukbang. He orders her to stop eating so much. He tells her that he is going to the sauna and orders her to keep the office safe. With noodles still dripping from her mouth, she tells him to have a good trip and to bring back something delicious. Boss curses at her and goes to sauna. MC, making the ugliest face I've ever seen, tells the boss that he doesn't get any salary, works like a dog with no days off, and the boss even makes him do all-nighter, and that too after work hours. And now boss is talking about having MC handle the slaughtering too. Boss gets all kawaii and tells Maru that it's all out of his love for him. With his hand on MC's shoulder, he asks him if he remembers that on his joining day, MC was given a test to butcher a cute piglet. MC, while standing there, thought he would get paid if he kills this little piggy. Boss tells us that normally, anyone would hesitate if they were told to butcher this cute as fuck pig, but MC didn't even blink and sliced its head off. Boss, while pouring water on himself, tells MC that he knew it from that time, that Maru was a natural butcher. Maru, all angry, thinks that butcher or not, boss brought him to sauna at work hours. Holy shit, man, that back looks like the ogre. Boss asks Maru to wash his back. Boss reminds Maru that didn't he beat up all the kids during lunch? He tells him to use that strength to butcher a bit. Maru asks if he is going to time this and give him overtime pay. Boss replies that he won't be paying for this. MC asks how can he do this without getting paid. Boss asks if MC needs a lot of money. MC tells him that he needs a lot. Then, boss will give him a money-making job this time. Even the boss's axe is taking a bath. MC thinks that even if he can't rebuild the house, he'll escape to the basement. MC tells the boss that he'll do it, whatever the job is. Boss asks MC if he studied in Japan, to which Maru responds yes, and asks why is he asking about this. Boss, while smiling, tells him it's perfect and orders him to go there right away. Scene shifts and flight takes off, and just like that, Maru is now in Japan. He can't believe WTF just happened. Boy was sent to Japan on whim. Scene shifts again and 6 months have passed and we see an abandoned slaughterhouse. A livestock company in Japan that was trading in meat urgently requested a supply, so MC ended up coming here. MC, while stabbing some meat and angry as fuck, states that he hasn't had a single day off in 6 months. If he worked like this in Korea, he would have earned the same. He wonders why is he doing this in a foreign country. Moreover, in the workshop he works, there is a shortage of supply and he is the only butcher. What's even more scary is the Yakuza-like guy watching him with bad intentions. Plus he hasn't stopped smoking in 6 months. Maru tells him in Japanese that he shouldn't smoke too much and then calls him an idiot in Korean while giving him a hidden middle finger. Man, perks of being a bilingual. The Yakuza boss thinks that MC is funny. Furthermore, the most suspicious thing in this slaughterhouse is that they are asking MC to only cleanly separate the ribs. Rest of the pork is discarded. While holding the ribs, MC notices that they are heavier than what he's used to handling. They almost feel like there's something inside them. MC notices a thin crack on the ribs. It's something only a butcher would notice, indicating that they were once cut and reattached. MC notices that some kind of white powder is also leaking from the joint. This is a job where they can't use a Japanese butcher. It's a job that has to be monitored by a Yakuza. The whole bone cutting is unsanitary, plus the once cut and reattached ribs with white powder. MC thinks screw it, no need to pay much attention. He notices the Yakuza's eyes firmly on him. MC thinks he just needs to get it done. He'll be leaving soon either way. Looking at the scary Yakuza's face, MC wonders if he should leave right now. Scene shifts and we hear the giant boss asking MC sarcastically on the phone if he wants to come back. MC yells at him from Japan that he has been working 6 months all by himself, with the Yakuza watching his ass. MC asks, does that make any sense? Boss Juno from Korea asks Maru if he thinks this job is a joke. He asks that MC has been doing fine with overtime and night shifts until now, so why is he suddenly acting like this? Maru tells him that it's not sudden. He tells the boss that the place he is working at is very strange. Boss asks what's so strange about it? Boss scolds him and tells him that he set up this whole thing so that Maru could earn some good money. Boss asks what would happen to Maru's sister tuition and his mom's credit card debt if he comes back now? Boss asks if making money seemed like a joke to him? Boss tells him to just hang in there for one more month. He'll settle things in 1 month. MC, while grinding his teeth, tells him that he understands. MC slams the phone and curses that it's always about money. MC is angry at the shitty place he is working, and in anger he starts stabbing the meat, thinking that if it weren't for the money he would have quit by now. He needs to hold on for just 1 more month. MC hears the Yakuza calling him, Maruchan, and with his hand in his underwear the guy asks MC how's the work going. MC is also not sure WTF are the Yakuza's hands doing. Now the Yakuza boss gets all kawaii and pinched MC's face and thanks him for helping them out. Without his help the Yakuza would have been in a lot of trouble. MC is disgusted getting pinched by Yakuza's hand. MC thinks that today is the day he dies. The more Yakuza watches him, the more realizes how good MC is with the knife. While pinching both of MC's cheeks, the Yakuza feels like scouting him. MC is really trying to hold it in, but he brought this on himself. MC notices a gun on the Yakuza and tries to calm down. Yakuza finally lets MC go. MC asks if he was trying to compliment him or something? Yakuza replies that not really. Today is his girlfriend's birthday, so he's leaving early. He tells MC that his youngest will come take over for him. Someone with huge feet enter the scene saying Aniki. This giant is the adorable youngest. We are introduced to huge but dumb Yakuza. He apologizes for being late. MC is scared and wonders if he is the youngest. Boss tells MC that they both are the same age, 23 years old. Boss introduces Maru to the young giant and tells him to move the prepared ribs there. Boss tells him to be careful with the ribs as it is their livelihood. Giant agrees and asks which side is that side, brother? Giant picks up the ribs while his brother yells at him, that side is that side, idiot. Giant asks again, is that the east side or the west side? Boss, all angry now, tells him to put it anywhere. MC is shocked at their dumb conversation. Suddenly everything starts shaking. It's the whole building that's shaking. It's an earthquake. Boss mid-earthquake tells the giant to not drop the product. Giant is trying to hold on, as is the MC. The dumb fucking giant slips and all the ribs fall from his hands. As they hit the ground, white powder starts pouring out of them. MC notices the white powder and quickly covers his mouth. Boss, now all covered in the white powder and trying to avoid the situation, asks MC if this was his first earthquake. Boss tells MC that there is a lot of bone powder flying around. Yeah, like that's a thing. Boss tells MC to not worry about it. He tells him to leave it to them and he should get back to work. While MC gets back to butchering, Boss yells at the giant and tells him to pick it all up quickly. Giant apologizes and helps the boss. Giant, trying to act clever for the first time in his life, asks his brother if the butcher came from Korea. Boss replies yeah, so what? Giant asks then the MC wouldn't know that this is drugs, right? Because he can't understand Japanese. Boss is silent and ponders and tells the giant to shut up in Japanese. MC hears them but tries to not pay attention. MC and the boss stare at each other. They are onto each other. Boss figures out that MC can understand Japanese. MC turns his head and gets scared. The Yakuza bastard is pointing his gun at MC. He calls him Maruchan. I'm sorry. MC tells them to wait while staring down the barrel of the gun. MC, scared shitless, wonders if his life is going to end like this. While looking at the barrel, he thinks that all he's done is butcher pigs and work every day. He struggles so hard just to feed his family, and now he is going to die so meaninglessly. With his butcher knife in his hand, MC needs to think of something quickly. Yakuza is about to squeeze the trigger. MC doesn't want to die. In his literal dying moments, MC remembers his boss's words in Korea. On the day he joined the business, he was given a test to butcher a cute little piggy, where others would hesitate. Maru didn't even blink and cut its head. Normally people get agitated when killing an animal for the first time. How is that Maru could kill the pig in one shot? At the moment all MC thought about was how to butcher the pig. He remembers his boss standing in front of him and telling him that he is a natural-born butcher. It doesn't matter if it's a pig or a human, and swoosh, Maru slices off the Yakuza's hand with the gun. In one swift slash, a clean cut, Yakuza screams in pain as blood erupts from his wrist. MC, looking all emotionless, states that he is a butcher. Yakuza guy holds his hand and curses at MC. He tries to stop the bleeding. MC thinks that he has butchered countless pigs up till now. With cold killer look in his eyes, MC is eyeing the Yakuza's throat. MC thinks humans and pigs are 95% alike, and that's why he knows very well where to cut a person, and where to stab a person, to make them die. MC gets into stabbing position and is about to finish this filthy Yakuza. MC with great thrust plunges his knife into the Yakuza's throat. He is a butcher indeed. He pulls out his knife and a fountain of blood gushes out of the Yakuza. MC states that up till now he has handled countless pigs, and what he's killing now he is not sure if it's a pig or a person. Yakuza falls to the ground holding his neck. MC finally snaps back to reality, and realizes that he just killed a person. MC hears giant footsteps running towards him. It's the adorable giant with big fucking hands. Giant reaches to attack Maru. Giant slams into Maru and pushes him back on the workbench, smashing the table and sending all the pigs flying. The giant starts pounding Maru with his big ass fists, cursing him again and again. Giant, while beating the shit out of Maru, asks him if he knew how kind his brother was. His brother was about to ask his girlfriend to marry him today. Well, that's not happening. I guess Maru just saved the poor girl at this point. Giant's hulking fists keep smashing Maru and he thinks that it's dangerous. He needs to get out of the situation, so he puts up his knife and stabs the giant in his big fat belly. Giant is not fazed at all with the stabbing. MC is shocked to see that nothing happened. Man, his face looks like a used tampon. Giant starts smashing MC's face again and asks if MC thinks he hasn't been stabbed before. Giant, while pummeling Maru's face, tells him that his toothpick of a knife won't even hurt him. MC, while choking on his own blood, wonders how the fuck is this bastard enduring this? What kind of a monster is he? Giant stops pummeling the MC and goes to grab his throat. He starts choking the MC. Dude, such a beautiful panel, right? MC can't breathe. Supply of oxygen to the brain is getting cut off thanks to the adorable giant. Maru's consciousness is fading and again he remembers something. It's his boss in Korea holding a pig open. Boss tells Maru that a pig's bones are strong and their fat is thick. If he messes up, his knife won't cut through properly. Boss pulls the pig open and tells Maru to avoid the bones and cut through the fat. A true butcher must know the best path. Boss tells MC not to worry too much. For him, the path will come to him instinctively. MC finally figure out the path. It's right below the giant's ribs. Maru grabs the knife firmly and twists the blade, and with all the remaining strength he screams and does a crescent slash beneath giant's belly. Blood spills out everywhere. Maru's whole face is covered in giant's blood. He's probably going to need a tetanus shot. Maru remembers his boss saying that he is a true butcher. Giant's dead body drops on Maru, and he is stunned by the giant's heaviness. MC tries to push him away and thinks that the giant is heavier than a pig. Well, no shit, Sherlock. MC finally escapes from under him and tries to take a breath, but blood starts coming from his mouth. He vomits all the blood and while wiping his mouth thinks that this all was in self-defense. He looks at the scene with a bunch of pigs hanging and 2 pigs lying dead on the floor. MC thinks if he had not killed them, he would have died. MC wonders if the police will believe him if he turned himself in. Or maybe they'd just think it was an excuse. MC, scared to his core, thinks fuck the police. What about the Yakuza? He knows that there is only one way to escape. He must burn the whole building and everything in it. While MC was busy planning arson, another member of the Yakuza kicked open the door of second floor and entered the room with a machine gun. All angry, he started calling MC bastard. MC is shocked to see that there was another person in the building. The thug starts firing bullets at MC and saying how dare a low-level grunt kill their men. MC runs to escape the bullets. The thug tells him that he can't escape and he'll find him and kill him. MC enters a room to escape the bullets. Thug calls him a coward, and the room he ran into was a dead end. It's a freezer. The thug kicks in the door and enters the freezer, firing on all cylinders. Literally, he stops firing and notices that there is no one inside. The thug calls MC a pig bastard and tells him that he can't keep hiding. Even if MC begs, he'll still get killed. The thug notices some boots by the corner. Sarcastically, he commends Maru's hiding abilities and that he can't find him. Yakuza slowly creeps up and starts firing at the boot. But it's just a boot, and OMG, it's like the oldest trick in the book, you dumb idiot. Maru appears from the side and kicks the pigs hanging in the freezer. Thug notices him, but it's too late. Frozen pigs slam into each other and bam, with full force they hit the thug. Yakuza is sent flying. MC, looking so menacing, lunges at the guy and screams at him to die. Thug thinks that it's impossible, he was caught off guard. And with full force MC stabs the thug in his shoulder. MC is sick of these Yakuza bastards calling him idiot and stupid. Yakuza laughs at MC and tells him if he was going to stab, he should have gone for his throat. The thug pull up his gun to shoot the MC. While laughing like a maniac, he tells Maru to die. As he tries to squeeze the trigger, he notices that his fingers are not moving. Bastard is shocked to see whatever the fuck is going on with his fingers. Now we get a flashback. Boss is telling Maru about brachial plexus. It runs from the spinal cord to the front leg of the pig. It's called the nerve bundle, and in human terms it's located near the shoulder. If a pig or a person is stabbed here, they can't move a muscle. Boss asks Maru if he is understanding the 95% similarity between humans and pigs. Boss tells Maru that soon he'll be confused if he is killing a human or a pig. Back to the present. Maru pulls out the knife and stabs the Yakuza again to finish him. Scene shifts and it's been 6 hours now. We are back in Korea. Maru is back in his city or the slums he lives in. Oh man, the face, it's so ugly. MC is exhausted as fuck. He thinks that coming back after a year is exhausting as hell. He really want to move out of this slum. Next morning after the whole incident he flew back to Korea. Luckily no Yakuza, but only some cats chased him. MC tells us that he set fire to the scene. It'll be hard for anyone to recover anything from that place. MC erased all his traces and he got rid of the scene where the Yakuza died. It's all over now and Maru is back home. MC standing outside his house wonders why the lights are on. It's almost morning. He wonders if everyone is still awake. MC, all smiling and happy, enters his house. He calls his mom that he is home and asks why are they up at this hour. MC tells them that he made a lot of money this time, and he brought gifts for everyone from Japan. Maru is shocked to see all the furniture messed up and broken. Maru is confused as to what happened here. He wonders if it was a burglar. MC calls out to his mom and his sister Naru. He yells, "Where is everyone?" MC's foot struck something on the floor. It's a big broken rib with white powder. MC gets scared and wonders why is it here. Someone from behind him states that Maru is lucky to have made it back. MC turns and there are 5 people standing behind him. MC thinks that they must be Yakuza, and wonders how are they already here. The main guy, looking all leader-like, asks if he is Hamaru. MC wonders if his mom and sisters have been taken by Yakuza. The leader states that he was looking for him and MC made it easier for him. The suited guy puts his hand inside his coat. MC wonders if he has a gun. MC, all angry and scared, asks if they really followed him all the way to Korea to finish him. MC firmly grabs the broken rib and vows to kill all the Yakuza bastards. But suddenly he is shocked to see that the suited guy pulls out his police badge. He is Detective Han Tae-sik of Narcotics Crime Investigation Department, and he asks Maru to come with them. Maru asks if the guy truly is a detective from Narcotics Division. MC thinks it's not the Yakuza but the police that found him. He wonders could it be because of the incident. The incident where he butchered 3 Yakuza members. Detective tells him that they'll discuss the details at the station and for now they want Maru to cooperate with them. Maru asks if they messed up their house, and what did he do wrong. A young detective standing in the side tells him to not say such alarming things. It was all a misunderstanding. It wasn't them but it was Maru's mom who caused a commotion. That's why things ended up like this. Maru asks if it really was his mom. Detective replies yes, and that his mother took drugs. On hearing this, world slides under Maru's feet. He can't believe it. Scene shifts and we see a normal family portrait of Maru, his mother, sister, and father. MC remembers that even though his mom was irresponsible and spending money like crazy after they went bankrupt, buying new clothes and stuff, MC still loved his childish mom's smile, and holy shit WTF. Scene shifts again and we see the mother foaming at the mouth, acting all crazy. MC can't believe his mom took drugs. She is showing symptoms of drug overdose shock and the doctors are trying to sedate her. MC can't believe what he is seeing. Detective tells him that by the time police found her, she was already in this condition, and then they found the rib drug. Detective tells MC that ribs are being used to circulate this kind of drug recently. Detective asks if MC knows when his mother started using. MC says that he has no idea, and he know nothing about this drug. Detective gives him his card and tells him to contact him if anything comes up. Detectives leave and MC just stand there lost, completely lost. Scene shifts and the detective is smoking in the car. His junior subordinate is dying from the smoke. He can't breathe and due to all the coughing detective can't concentrate. Younger one tells the detective to smoke because the car feels like a war zone, and while thinking about MC. Detective finally stops smoking. Younger subordinate asks if the senior is going to ask for more cigarettes. Detective tells him to investigate MC. We are back in the hospital and MC is standing by his mother's side. No matter how much he thinks he can't make any sense of it, he burned the whole place and it took him 6 hours to get back. There is no way that Yakuza could move faster than him. While MC is thinking all this, he gets a call from his boss. MC picks up the call. Boss tells him about the fire at the Japanese branch and asks if Maru is okay. MC tells him that he is fine but is busy at the moment. Boss asks what's going on. Boss, while laughing his ass off, knows Maru came back to Korea. He asks Maru to tell him what's wrong. Boss asks if MC's mom did some drugs or something. MC is shocked on hearing this. Boss starts laughing. MC asks, what did you just say? Scene shifts and we see the boss getting all sorts of mani-pedi and facial. Boss asks MC if he got the drug-laced ribs he sent. We see that even the boss's axe is getting the cucumber treatment. Boss asks MC if he thought that Yakuza did this. He further elaborates that how could Yakuza find his house? MC, getting angry, asks the boss what did he do wrong. While eating the cucumber slices, boss tells him he didn't do anything wrong. On the contrary, boss wants to work with Maru because he's an ultra SSS-level butcher. Boss has already prepared a spot and new knives for MC. MC yells at him, what the hell is he talking about? After doing something so shitty to his family, boss tells MC that his sister misses him. Scene shifts and we see MC's sister and Kim Young are having lunch and Kim Young is eating like a pig. Sister asks if she really can eat this much, to which Kim responds that not to worry, it's on the corporate card. Boss, sort of threatening, asks if they should stop by the company. Furthermore, boss tells MC that he has a drug addict mother and he has to support his sister. Girls, on the other hand, are planning on buying dessert after finishing their lunch. Boss asks if Maru really needs money, and that he can get a lot of money just by cutting one person. Boss asks again if Maru thought their company was just a pig slaughtering company. He tells MC that he didn't teach MC those skills to butcher pigs. Boss tells him that with his talents it wouldn't be hard for MC to build a house in Gangnam district. Boss tells him that he'll send a nice car for him to drive to work today. Boss wants MC to go catch some people together. Phone turns off and MC boils with anger. Oh boy, Maru is gone. Dark face, we all know what it means. It's butchering time. Scene shifts again and we see a pig truck of the company outside MC's house. There are two people bickering. One is asking the other to help, but he is not getting any help. A duffel bag drops from the truck. The guy inside the truck tells the one outside to pick the pork that fell. Bag's zipper broken. Whole crap, there is a dead head inside the bag. The guy in the glasses tells the other that he will tell the boss that he is not doing the work properly, and we see the inside of the truck. It's filled with body bags. Now we are introduced to these two. The red hair guy is Supervisor Baek Suk-ho and blue hair glasses guy is Supervisor Choi Doyle. We'll just call them blue and red hair. Blue hair tells the red hair guy to pick up the new recruit, which obviously is the MC. They both start bickering and calling each other their underling. Well, apparently the underling was decided with a game of rock paper scissors. Blue hair mocks red hair that he is scared of MC and calls him a little piglet. Red hair is pissed. They both equip their weapon, red hair with a mallet and blue hair with a knife, and so these two supervisors start clashing. It's like a fight between a red dragon and a white tiger. Again, these two are bickering and we find out that red hair has been called a pig ever since he joined the company. Talk about foreshadowing. Both colors stare at each other and blue hair finally backs off, calling the other a cute little bastard. Blue hair tells the red to start the car and he'll get MC. Scene, and maybe time shifts and it's nighttime. Red hair is sleeping in the truck and wakes up when a cat jumps on the truck. He wonders where did the other guy went. He holds the cute little cat and asks it if it came sniffing the meat, and asks the cat what'll it do if the meat isn't for it. Cat has no idea what this bastard is talking about. Red pig wonders that it's too late, where are they? And so he himself goes down the stairs to enter the house, stating that he was told that he'll cause some accident. He asks if they are having a gathering or something in the house. Without even closing the door properly, red hair enters the house while holding the cat and is shocked to see all the mess in the house. He drops the cat and it runs away. He wonders if instead of bringing the new guy, did blue hair send him to hell? He notices someone on the ground and kicks him, thinking that this might be MC. He asks where is blue hair. He states that if this keeps up, they'll get in trouble with the manager. He kicks the body and would you look at that, it's Mr. Blue Hair, resting in pieces. Team leader is beyond dead. He's shocked dead. Red hair scratches his hair and states that he has never seen such a ridiculous guy. He grips his mallet and states that they went through all the trouble to greet him, and he puts a knife in their back. He tells MC that with such manners he won't last long in the industry. I ask what industry is this where we get to butcher people? Surging with power and with his veins popping, he turns to see MC standing with his knife ready to strike. MC asks him if he too is with the World Livestock. Red hair states that these millennials and Gen Z are so rude. He asks MC if this is how he talks to his senior. He asks what kind of upbringing MC had. MC with full force stomps the ground and generating power from his feet to his hand. MC is about to swing his blade. Red hair guy grins and asks if MC know what do they call a strong cow, a sausage, and he slams his hammer on MC. MC is able to block the strike with his knife, however, the parry broke his knife. Red hair swings his hammer again and tells MC to put his head down. And we see the red hair guy going to grab MC's head. Scene shifts, and we are at the office and every worker is preparing for a welcoming party. One guy asks if sending the red hair supervisor to bring in the new guy was too much. Another glasses guy trying to breath states that manager Hong told them that MC is top tier. The third guy barely alive tells them that the problem is not that blue hair guy went, but the problem is that the red hair went. Now we see the big picture. All three stooges are making a seat for the boss to put up decorations. One of them say that red hair's weird cow jokes. The bottom one corrects him that they are sacred jokes. The chief of Junsik tells that he has seen it all. Now we get a flashback telling the legend of red hair. This has been telling cow jokes since his school days. What happens to a cow when it gets burned? It becomes a legend. We see a young red hair beating and shocking people. He took down gangsters and school bullies. He was the king who ruled over that area. He was already very strong with his fists, but what completed him was the hammer their boss gave him. That was the moment when the strongest body met the strongest weapon, and with his hammer red hair chief is like an unstoppable bull. And we are back to the fight. Bull swings his hammer and send the MC flying. MC hits the wall hard. Red Bull can't believe MC killed blue hair with that kind of skills. Even though blue hair was weaker than Red Bull, there's no way MC could be able to kill him. Red Bastard strikes again, but MC barely dodges and slices at him with his broken knife. He continues with his weird cow jokes and keeps attacking MC. MC blocks his fist and slashes him again. MC is not at all laughing at the jokes. MC thinks that he is not just some dumb brute. The longer they fight, the more momentum he is gaining. Red Bull thinks that MC has no social skills. He mocks MC if this is all he got after ignoring his jokes. MC knows that he's the real deal. Red Bastard gets ready to strike again and wonders how long can MC hold back his laughter. He keeps telling jokes and striking with his hammer. MC keeps dodging and slicing him at the same time. Finally MC notices an opening and goes for the strike, but the bastard grabs the knife with his teeth. While smiling, he is still telling cow jokes. He smiles at MC and MC somehow manages to swing his blade. While dodging, Red Bull tells MC that he is a tough guy for not laughing at his jokes. He mocks MC that all he can do is scratch him and that a mosquito's bite hurts more than his strikes. While looking menacing and ready to strike, he tells MC that an attack should be done like this and he starts swinging his hammer. MC barely dodging slashes him again. MC thinks that this a-hole is getting faster. It's getting hard to dodge. Red Bull smashes his knee in MC's face, knocking him down, and grabs MC's feet and smashes him head first into the wall. MC is barely conscious at this point. Red Bull, while keeping up with his cow jokes, is ready to finish him off, but suddenly he notices blood dripping from his wrist, and he finally notices all the slashes MC gave him over and over again on the same spots. He wonders why did manager Hong said that MC was top tier. MC tries to get up and asks the Red Bull a question. Does anyone laughs at his shitty jokes? Now Red Bull gets angry. He was going easy on MC till now, but no more. In anger and with all his strength, he swings his hammer to finish Maru. And bam, we are back at the party. Boss is finished with the decorations. It's a picture of Maru in a giant heart frame. Boss thinks that Maru is very photogenic. He's good enough to be a celebrity. Boss jumps over the vertical human centipede and tells them that they were having a fun conversation. Human Tower thanks the boss for his hard work. Boss thinks that Red Bull is the best among the chiefs and other employees, but in being consumed by the cow concept is a flaw. In the future no one will surpass Red Bull. The minions agree and state that no matter how strong Maru is, Red Bull is stronger. Boss gets angry at them for talking so informally about Maru. Minions are shocked to see Boss like this. He tells them to use honorifics when speaking about manager Hamaru. Minions scream that how could a 23-year-old be a manager. Boss states that earlier they called the chief an ox or a bull that no one can stop, right? Boss states that a bull is still a beast, and we see Red Bull's wrist explode with blood. And now what a cool panel, all the slashes on his body start spilling blood, and they are all at the joints like knees, ankles, wrists, elbows and underarms. MC was like Niji Hyuga here, striking all the pressure points. Red Bull drops his hammer and fall to the ground. MC is standing in front of him. Boss tells us that no matter how much a beast runs and jumps around, how could it possibly defeat a butcher? MC picks up the hammer and Red Bull thinks that this new guy was just recklessly clawing at him, but MC was aiming for his nerves. He was planning on making him angry to increase the blood pressure and explode them at once. Red Bull gives a worried smile. He thought he was the one in control, but he was being played by MC. MC stands right in his face and is ready to finish him. As MC puts his broken knife between his eyes, Red Bull tells his final joke. Do you know what happens to a cow when it dies? And before he could finish, MC strikes the back of the knife with the hammer and finishes the Red Bull. Scene shifts, and we are outside the warehouse. Pig truck has arrived for the party. MC holding his knife enters, he slides the door open, and hooray! Confetti everywhere. All the minions congratulate Maru on becoming the new manager. Manager Hong is no longer there and other minions are ready to serve MC. They think that Maru has a different vibe. MC without speaking a word throws something in front of them. Minions think that their new manager is giving them a gift. They say that he brought 2 more pigs and yes he did. MC threw the bloodied company cards of red and blue hair. MC stares at them and tells them to take it if they can. Minions, all angry and ready to kill MC, equip their weapons. MC turns around and closes the door and then turns his head towards them. All angry with rage, he tells the piglets to come at him. We see the boss sitting at the back thinking about Maru, that he had gotten much stronger than he expected, and we see MC slashing, cutting, and chopping his way through the minions. With every slash he is moving forward. MC is even using the hammer of the Red Bull he killed previously. He is sweeping them away like flies, and man, what a beautiful panel. Blood is spilling and gushing everywhere and MC is completely focused. While the boss is waiting for Maru, we see more and more goons coming in MC's way. MC with his trusted butcher knife swiftly turns them and seek kebabs and move forward. Boss thinks that this won't do and he gets up to step in. He is about to pull out something from his back, glow sticks. He pulls out neon glow sticks and starts dancing and cheering Maru, telling him to wipe out all the minions. His axe is also cheering for MC. Even the minions are confused at their boss. Now we are given a crash course on butchering pigs. Pigs are known to be gentle animals, but sometimes when they get ferocious they can start attacking humans. As the pigs attack MC, we are told that the first step in butchering a pig is to incapacitate it in one strike, and we see MC smashing the hammer on one of the pig's head, completely crushing it. One of the manager cries and is angry at MC for using Red Bull's hammer. Minions plan on cutting MC's head and offering it to the spirit of Red Bull. While the managers swing his blade at MC, we are told the second step of slaughtering is bleeding. Before the actual disassembly, the pig's blood must be drained, and to drain the pig's blood, MC stabs both the carotid artery and the jugular vein at the same time. Other minions are waiting for a chance to attack. As they attack, MC pulls the manager in front of him and all their attacks hit the manager. Minions call MC a terrorist bastard for taking their manager hostage. Another fat minion attacks MC to save the manager. MC is not putting his knife away, and now we are at the third stage of pig slaughtering, which is skinning. This is the stage where the actual disassembly begins. It means to remove the skin or hide. Now MC is ready to remove the skin, and so he does. MC quickly skins all the fat pigs in front of him. Boss tells us that the remaining stages will be covered next time. Boss's axe is also wearing sunglasses. MC stands tall in the middle of bodies he butchered and wipes his face. Remaining thugs are scared of MC and the level of his strength. They tell him not to come forward. MC walks menacingly towards them as they walk backwards while telling MC to back off. Maru hears someone addressing him, so he quickly swings his hammer in that direction, and we hear that Maru will eventually be confused if he is cutting a pig or a human. It's the boss. He blocks and grabs the hammer, and while menacingly smiling he crushes the hammer to pieces. Boss, while holding the cake, asks MC how do they look like to him. Do they look like pigs? And bam, boss slams the whole strawberry cake on Maru. Boss laughs and tells him that he knew this would happen someday. Maru is just like him, a butcher. Boss tells MC to stop playing with the pigs and step inside. He has prepared a party. Maru, recovering from the cake facial, asks him where is his sister, and he points his knife at the boss. We see someone kneeling by the fallen cake. Maru is stunned to hear and see that it's Kim sitting by the cake and moaning at its demise. She stands up, looking angry and crying. She asks who did it. As the manager is about to say it was Chief Hong, Boss slams his face to shut him up. Boss and the remaining minions all point at Maru, and we see a bullet fly past MC. Kim, holding a gun, calls MC a bastard and starts firing at him. MC notices the gun and quickly hides behind a table. He remembers that if it's a gun he needs to close the distance. It would increase the risk, but it would also give him a chance. While MC is planning his move, Kim jumps over the table. MC is shocked to see that this crazy gunwoman closed the distance. Whatever her intention, MC palm strikes the gun upwards, bullet fires, and Maru notices that she is in her range and he plans to finish it in one blow. MC is ready to stab Kim, but she heel kicks him on the face and with a quick flurry of punches starts to attack MC. MC, while bleeding, thinks that this woman is crazy. Why is she so close? MC can't find a single opening. Kim tells MC that this is for her cake and tells MC to die and repent. Boss on the side is telling Maru to be careful. Kim Yang is that person's child. MC tries to slash at her, but Kim gets him into arm lock with her thick thighs and points her gun at his face. We are at a party, but not the party we were just at. but it looks similar, dead bodies everywhere, and in the middle of them is a relatively young Kim Yang when she was a soldier in the army, stuffing her mouth with food. Someone walks in and notices her. It's the boss. He asks which brat killed the pig he was supposed to kill. He pull up his glasses to look at the face of the killer, and he looks at the girl who is not a pig but a human. While she eats like a pig, Kim asks, what is that? Is it like a puppet army of South Korea? Boss smiles and thinks that she is a human, but she is a glutton. Boss offers her a Coca-Cola and tells her to take a breather while she eats. Man, talk about product placement. Kim quickly starts chugging the Coke. Boss sits in front of her and states that she would set the whole world ablaze with her mukbang. Kim asks, what's mukbang? Boss shows her a video on his mobile phone and tells her that mukbang is when you make money by eating a lot. Kim is stunned to see the video and wonders if she can eat this much and make money too. Her eyes sparkle with hope. Boss tells her that if she comes work for him, she can eat more than this every day. All excited, she asks if boss is trying to bribe her, and tells him that her burning revolutionary spirit won't yield to American capitalism. Boss knights her with his axe and tells her that breakfast, lunch, dinner, late-night snacks, and snacks all will be provided infinitely. Kim with the spirit Bakitu vows to serve boss, while stuffing her mouth and leaving with the food. She tells the boss to clean up before she serves him, and to bring her an ice drink. And 1 week later, we see the boss reading news headline about some unexplained explosion at the Ministry of Defense. Boss asks Kim if she did it, and damn girl, abs, holy shit, abs. We see bloodied, clothes torn and ripped AF Kim stuffing her mouth with ice cream. Boss tells her that one of those ice creams was his. She quickly eats them both and tells him that she had nothing to do with it. And we are back. Kim has locked Maru and is about to shoot his face off. Maru manages to stab the gun away from his face, and is about to stab Kim, but she rolls back and heel kicks MC in the chin. Man, that will hurt later. They both start clashing in the distance and we see a phone on the ground. It starts ringing. One of the manager's daughter is calling. Manager, bleeding from all over his body, picks up the call. His daughter asks if he is going to be late again. Manager tells her that he is going to be late and she should eat. She tells him that she ate with her mom. Manager can't believe it that they ate unagi. Daughter tells him that her mom packed some for him too and she even bought bakbunja, sake, for daddy. She also tells him that she will be staying at grandma's house today. Meanwhile, the two are still clashing in the distance. On hearing all the noise in the background and given the context, daughter asks if she is getting a sibling today. Manager is shocked to hear this as he dodges MC falling on him. Two other minions tell the manager to get over to them quickly. All three stooges are making a chair for the boss and boss wants to end the fight, but the manager tells him to keep going. He'll even work overtime today. Guy is really trying to avoid his wife. Boss, while observing the fight between Kim and Maru, thinks that the level difference is quite significant, but it's an interesting matchup. Kim is pounding Maru with punches. Fat minion asks the boss who he thinks will win. They think it'll be Sister Kim. Boss states that their Yang fight really well, and her skill are top-notch in the industry, just as top-notch as her eating. Minions also believe that she is just as strong as the other managers, and they start cheering her. Boss asks the minions if they know that Kim Yan was a human perfected through training, and OMG, man, look at the art style in this bloody panel. She is looking so strong and sexy, like a female John Wick. Boss continues, but Maru was still a human even when he didn't know anything. Boss was curious, so he taught Maru various things. He remembers teaching MC that deboning is done by cutting it all at once. Boost told Maru that he can master this in 1 year. Maru, being the MC, quickly copied him and mastered it in 1 month. Although MC was getting tired and asking for some ointment for his wrist, he was still learning very quickly. So Boss tried something harder and brought an actual live Red Bull for MC. Catching the bull took Boss 1 whole hour. He yanked the bull at Maru and told him to butcher it, but Maru strangled and butchered the bull in 5 minutes. That was when Boss became certain that Maru was the perfect butcher. We are back at the fight and MC has managed to knock the gun down from Kim's hand. Boss asks if he knows the meaning of the word butcher. Manager states that according to the letters it means a man with nothing. Boss is amazed and praises him since he is the only PhD in the company. They don't have any master's holder, but they have a doctorate. Man, a PhD professor is in the drugs and butchering people industry. Talk about not getting a job in your studied field. Okay, back to the fight. Kim pulls out a dagger and holds it with a reverse hand grip, and they both start clashing with their knives. We are told since butcher is nothing, that means it can be filled with anything. MC switches his hand and holds the knife with a reverse grip. Kim is shocked to see MC imitating her moves. They both stare at each other and start quickly slashing and parrying each other. Boss tells us that it won't be easy for Maru to defeat Kim, but they can't overlook the fact that Maru is gradually growing stronger. Both of their knives strike each other, and we are told that the key to winning this fight is both Kim and Maru step back and charge at each other, as we are told that the key is whether to overwhelm before getting caught up, or to transcend before being overwhelmed. Boss asks if all the remaining minions are curious about the outcome of this fight. As both MC and Kim are in each other's striking range, Boss stands up on the Stooges, tells them and us that he won't show it, this fourth wall-breaking piece of shit. As Boss gets ready to jump, minions ask him to not stop here, they'll even make cookies, so let it continue. Boss jumps and slams his axe in between Kim Young and Maru, shocking everyone and telling us that he'll show us something much more fun. Boss turns to Maru and while smiling in his face tells him to fight him. Kim gets angry and calls his boss mad for interrupting. She points her knife at the boss and asks how could he put MC in such a high position. Kim states that she needs to cut MC's balls off. Boss interrupts her and tells her that there is a 3 Michelin star buffet that only the VIPs of the Shinro Hotel can attend, and that it'll be over in an hour. He throws the card like playing fetch with Kim Young and she runs after it all salivating. Boss wonders how much meat can she eat. Kim says that she has no problem with MC. While leaving she asks if Boss is going to kill MC and she leaves Maru with him. She'll take this buffet as pay. Back for the cake, Boss looks at Maru and asks if he waited long for this. Maru, not giving a fuck, quickly jumps and attacks Boss with his knife and asks him about his sister. Boss easily parries it with his axe, and the force of parry sends MC flying. Boss asks if that's all he's curious about. MC can't believe and wonders where is the Boss strength coming from. Boss readies his axe to attack and tells Maru that from now on he needs to attack Boss with everything he got. Boss slices Maru in half with his attack, or that's what we and MC think. It was just his aura that Maru felt. Boss didn't even touch him, but he felt like getting cut. Boss tells him that he'll die if he lets his guard down. MC wonders just how strong this bastard is. Scene shifts and we get a flashback on when Maru was in the army. We are told that on a random day when MC was 21 his dad died and he became the head of the family. In order to make a living for his family he found this World Livestock Produce place. The work was hard, but it wasn't so bad because Boss loved him like his own son, at least that's what he believed. Maru, all angry and crying, asks the boss, why? As he swings his knife, he asks why did he do this to him? Boss easily blocks the attack with his axe. Boss slams the axe's wooden handle on MC's head and tells him to remember whether he is butchering a person or a pig he needs to keep his moments sharp. If his moments get bigger, the gaps grow bigger too. MC notices the gap below Boss's chin and goes to attack it. Boss flicks his middle finger on Maru's head and tells him that he needs to learn to distinguish between real and fake gaps. MC, now with a bruise on his head, thinks that he can't win against the boss by taking advantage of the gaps, but what else can he do? He thinks of using the same strategy he used against the cowfucker and cut Boss little by little or kill him in one breath like he did with the 4 eyes. He even thinks of using Kim Yang's moves but reconsiders that doing something like this will only hurt him. He needs to come up with a different strategy. Boss with his creepy-ass face appears right in front of MC and mocks him for thinking too much. MC, scared, jumps back. Boss asks if MC thinks he'll have time to think during a fight. Boss told MC that he'll die if he lets his guard down, and who the fuck dodges in a straight line. Boss tells him to keep all this in his mind and attacks him with the handle of his axe. Boss tells him that it doesn't matter how he attacks, if he makes his moves obvious, he'll end up like this. MC grabs the handle and thinks of a way of getting rid of this axe. Boss, being an absolute menace, picks up Maru with his axe. While laughing he asks MC if he is sure he wants to fight him. Boss slams MC back down and MC quickly rolls backwards and gets into attacking position. Boss asks what has MC been learning all this time. It seems like he hasn't learned anything. Boss tells Maru to attack him again and so Maru charges at him, and Boss, while picking his nose and still using the handle of the axe, smack MC all over his body. We see the minions in the background talking that Boss is just playing with MC. They think that this is to be expected from the world's strongest and most evil warrior. One of the manager tells other that Boss is a lot stronger than he is showing now. He is a cold-blooded monarch. Other mortals avoid approaching him. Other minions start praising Boss more. But the manager states that it's not the Boss who is the monster, it's the kid attacking him. Manager Maru is the monster. MC attacks but Boss easily dodges it and tells him that he needs to cut a bit lower. While MC frantically swings his knife, we are told that we are watching the birth of a monster. MC tells the boss to take this fight seriously. Boss blocks all of MC's attack and tells him that if he wants Boss to take the fight seriously he should fight more seriously. Boss thinks that Maru is getting better as they fight, but he is missing something, and that is the weight difference in a fight like this. Boss has more advantage because he is in a much heavier weight class. Boss with a bit of his power slams his axe and Maru blocks it with his knife. MC is shaken by the attack and can't move. Boss tells him to put more power into it. Boss with his sheer weight make MC kneel before him. Boss asks if Maru is eating enough. Boss, looking dangerous as fuck, asks him if he can kill him like this, and bam, the knife breaks. And Boss slams the axe down. MC barely dodges it. Boss asks MC if Humans growl on the ground like beasts, while Maru is worried. Boss asks what will he do now that his knife is broken. While Maru is looking for a knife, Boss asks if they should fight with fists. Maru jumps to grab another knife and Boss states that MC is scared of fist fights. Boss adjusts his axe and asks if Maru needs a new blade. He swings his axe and asks if MC thought he was just going to wait. MC dodges and lunges at him, telling him to die. Boss notices that MC's shoe is untied, and while avoiding the strike, he goes down on Maru to tie his shoe. He asks how could Maru let his shoe left untied and grabs his leg. Boss tells us to take care of stuff like this, and tosses him up in the air like a bottle cap, and Bammy hits him with the side of the axe. As Maru is sent flying, Boss asks how would Maru live without him, and back first Maru slams into steel railing, and then hits the floor. Boss tells him let's stop the fight here. He walks towards Maru and asks if he wants to know why Boss did all those things. He asks if Maru knew how much the factories he burned in Japan cost. It cost 300 billion, all that money is now gone. Boss states that all those 8-hole Yakuza were angry and they ran to Boss with red eyes. Boss asks if MC could have taken them on. Boss had to cover for Maru. He needed to make those pig brain bastards understand, and that's why his drug addict mother is the proof of his punishment, and all this chaos is the proof of MC's ability to repay that money. Now smiling, Boss offers his hand to Maru and asks him to work with him. Maru is speechless. Boss tells him that 300 billion is a lot of money, and Maru can make even more if he works with him. Boss elaborates that he has taken care of everything and Maru just needs to join him. As he walks away, Boss tells MC that he'll start working once he recovers. Maru asks him why? If that was the case, he could have just told him. Why did he have to escalate it to this point? Boss states that, isn't it obvious, it's more interesting this way. Maru is again speechless, and then he smiles and starts laughing like a maniac. Boss is glad Maru thinks that it's funny. Maru states that it's funny, and while he stands up, he states that it's ridiculous. Maru tells the boss that he saw him as his teacher, father, his benefactor, but he put his hands on his family just to make things interesting? Maru pulls back his hair and addresses the boss that he can't believe he thought of him as person. He can't even be called a pig. This boss Hong, no, Pig Hong, MC looking like he is ready to butcher, states that he will slaughter Pig Hong. Pig Hong asks if the little Maru just called him a pig? With blazing eyes of fury, Boss rips his shirt and tells Maru to try to slaughter him if he wants to. Oh man, I am seriously enjoying this action-heavy manhwa. The characters and art style is really intriguing. All MC can see are the internal organs. He is figuring out where to strike. It's like he got the awakened eyes they get in Demon Slayer, where they can see the body of demons and where to cut. We are told again that pigs are 95% similar to humans. Maru walks up the boss, therefore no matter how good a person is, they are just a pig. Boss all serious now states if MC is confident he should try attacking him. We see one of the managers writing his will in his own blood. Other managers ask him, what is he doing? He tells them he is writing his will and they should too. They ask why all of a sudden. He tells the others that no one is ever reported alive after seeing Boss go all out. They ask what does it mean? It means that whenever someone sees Boss fighting, they end up dead, and that's why they are all going to die. Boss jumps up and ready to slam his axe, and so he does, slams and crushes the ground. MC barely dodged the attack and jumped to the side, and quickly notices the axe coming for him. Boss swings the axe and sends Maru flying. Boss states that he was so proud of Maru and asks MC why is he doing this right now? Has he forgotten everything he was taught? Boss charges at him with his axe extended straight. Boss asks if Maru forgot about not dodging in a straight line, but is shocked to see Maru dodge the strike and grab the handle of his axe. Using the momentum, Maru pulled himself forward to strike. Boss asks if he waited for the moment he went straight and stabbed him in the face, and Maru used the axe that was used to pin him down earlier. Maru goes for the swing to cut the throat. Boss states that challenges are good but his small knife can't reach him, and in order to cut his face, Maru holds the handle of the knife with his fingers extending his reach. He cuts the chin, and then slashes the boss's face. Minions are shocked and worried to see Boss get injured. Even the boss is shocked to get his face and sunglasses get sliced. Minions can't believe if Maru was ever this good. MC takes a step back and charges in. Boss kicks him away and states that he was just playing with Maru until now, but MC is running at him with a killing intent. He thought Maru was just yapping about slaughtering him, but he really plans on killing the boss. Maru is sent back by the kick and hits the wall. Boss, while using his axe as a stand, states that if MC comes at him like that, then he'll have to kill him, and he hits him with a double kick. Maru can't recover to dodge the attack and is hit in the stomach, sent flying and crushing in the tables nearby. Boss calmly walks up to him and is ready to do a straight swing. He mocks MC that he couldn't even withstand the previous attack. Then how about this? Boss flexes his muscles and oh boy, this guy is jacked and lean. He asks if Maru knows from which direction the axe will strike him, left, right, or above. Oh boy, without his sunglasses he looks menacing. MC quickly notices something on the side. He grabs the hammer and smashes it straight in onto the coming axe. As it is with every weapon, the sharp side is weak, and the hammer axe is broken and the boss is shocked. MC, being an absolute piece of shit, asks a cow joke. What you call it when you kill a cow? Boss asks what? Die cow, and Maru starts a Gatling gun of hammer and knife attacks. Manager notices something, that Maru is using Red Bull's hammer attack, and Four Eyes stabs to strike. MC quickly changes his grip and starts slashing using Kim Yang style. Manager can't believe that Maru copied the moves and styles of the people he fought. He thinks that this could be the first time when the boss could lose. We see boss in a defensive position trying to cover some of his vital spots. He gets angry and amidst the flurry of attacks manages to grab MC's neck. Boss states that MC really thinks of him as pig, and while holding boss starts pounding him with his powerful fists. Boss states that he treated him so well, he cleaned up all of his shit in Japan, and yet Maru dare see him as a pig. Maru is now on the ground still getting smashed by the boss. Boss attacks him with a powerful hook and asks if this is how he repays grace. By becoming his enemy, boss lifts up his axe and tells MC that he didn't use his full power against him once, yet he still wants to go until the very end? MC, taking all the beating and bleeding, gets up again. Boss, standing over him, tells him that he can't let him die. Boss states that what's the point of saving one person if a bunch of people give him shit about it? Boss asks if MC comes at him with killing intent, shouldn't he just kill him? Maru thinks that he is going to die. He wonders if he is going to die. Should he really be thinking like that? For revenge, he threw all of his memories he had with the boss. In order for him to not hesitate, he threw away all his positive feeling towards the boss. He even threw away his emotions to see people as people. In order to win, he threw away everything. At least that's what he thought, but there is something he hasn't thrown away yet, and that is his life. He is ready to throw it away, and boss is ready to swing with his full power to kill Maru. MC has thrown away his will to live and everything. And now, with nothing to lose, he jumps to attack the boss. They are both in each other's striking range. Suddenly Kim kicks the door open and all guns blazing comes in and asks if the boss wants to die. The buffet voucher has expired. She is ready to stir up a hornet's nest but is shocked to see something and drops her gun. Boss asks, is our little missy here? Boss smiles and turns his head to look at her. Boss drops a key at her foot and tells her to listen closely. If she goes into the boss's office, she'll find a safe. All of her contracts are in there. Kim asks what the fuck is boss talking about. Boss tells her that in the safe half of the money is her retirement money, and as he falls to his death, he tells Kim to give the other half to Maru. Maru is just standing there all bloodied and wounded and crying his eyes out. He gets into the fighting stance and tells Kim that if she is going to attack him, she should do it quickly. Scene shifts and we see someone getting his eye squeezed out, and it's out. We are getting a flashback of the boss, and as a kid he was into making other children blind. As the kid boss sits atop all the bodies he killed, we are told that this is the story of a man who lived as the king of a pigsty, and we see Kid Boss eating like a pig. This breeding ground that was called a pigsty raised humans as pigs in a special way. They kept children in pig cages. This was done to drive the kids to the extremes, and they didn't give them any food to bring them to the point of starvation and then feed them literal shit, because hunger makes one extremely sensitive and violent, to the point one will turn into a beast. With just one pile of shit all the children were let loose to eat, they would fight and kill each other, and they were given food for one last time, to watch that one pig, that is surviving in this hellhole, get all the food for itself. Oh man, using the it pronoun for humans is diabolical, but no matter how much a pig runs, at the end it's but a pig, and we see someone with a metal bat standing behind Kid Boss, and it will be tamed with a stronger violence. The butcher in sunglasses starts smashing Kid Boss, but the kid is still eating. This is the torture of repeated starvation and getting beaten every day, and then being thrown into the pig cage. This is the gruesome violence. And only a few pigs are able to survive this harsh selection, and those selected pigs are sent on missions. Now we see Kid Boss holding a knife standing in front of a gang members, while the thugs make jokes and fun of each other. Kid Boss asks if the guy in the middle is the Blood Sea of Mapo. Thug asks how does he know that, and without any hesitation Kid Boss stabs the guy. As other members get ready to attack the kid, we are told that the fate of these pigs has already been predetermined. Other thugs, now angry at the kid, start beating the child, and we are told that these pigs are raised to be slaughtered, but sometimes, the pig that should have been slaughtered comes back alive, and now we see the boss in his teen years, but he is still living like a pig, as we are told, even if the pigs do return. But the pig doesn't go back to being a human, and we see the Kid Boss still eating like a pig, and living like a pig. At this point this child has embraced that it is a pig, he lives like a pig and he should die like a pig, but it didn't die, even though he was sent to die several times. but he always came back alive. He kept surviving and suddenly started getting this thought, oh, and we find out where he got his axe from. Boss started thinking, was it humans or pigs that he was killing? Oh boy, what an excellent panel, just look at the art style. Boss now probably an adult stand atop the bodies he butchered. He is an adult now and completely jacked. Boss remembers that it was one of the days when he came back. The higher-ups were having a discussion, as the butcher tells other that Boss is the pig he was talking about. Boss ignores him and walks past him. Butcher gets angry and starts beating the now adult pig with his metal bat, asking how dare a lowly pig ignores him? He asks what would the people here would think if the pig acts like this. Boss is getting angry at the butcher. He raised them as pigs. How does he get any say in how the pig behaves? Boss in on his knees on the side while the butcher talks to the big boss. This open shirt tits showing purple hair women. Butcher apologizes to the chairwoman. Butcher states that Boss is very skilled but he doesn't have any manners. Chairman asks if this was all this pig amounted to. Big Boss slaps the butcher and asks WTF is he doing in the middle of their discussion. She takes her glove off and tells the subordinate to throw it away. Boss while on his knees figures out that the butcher is not a human, he's a pig too. Boss now angry grabs his axe and gets up thinking that if the butcher is no different for livestock, then Boss runs to attack them. Butcher and other minions try to protect the big boobs Big Boss. Butcher tells Hong Juno to stop. He is not allowed to touch the chairman. Boss is ready to become the king of the pigs and is ready to bring down his axe. Big Boss is shocked to see how this pig slammed his axe into the butcher's head, slicing it in half. Boss pulls out the axe and a spring of blood erupts from the butcher's head. As he takes Butcher's sunglasses, he tells the chairman that if she wants to use animals, she might as well use the best one. And now the boss is ready, standing in front of Big Boss. She thinks that he's interesting, and she'll give him a chance. And just like that, his drug kingdom was born, and Boss became the one to raise pigs and train them. And during those boring days he met Kim Yang and Maru, and spending his time with them, he started to dream of the day when he could live like a human too. But the Japan incident happened and Boss was ordered to discard Maru. He got angry at the notion of doing such a thing. He told Big Boss over the phone that he cleaned up after Maru, and he even came to an agreement with the Japanese bastards. So why does the Big Boss wants him to discard Maru and Kim Yang? Big Boss tells him that the young have been doing good so far, and if he doesn't discard them, he'll be discarded along with them. And we see the big bitch sitting in his golden office surrounded by gang members. She asks her perhaps the boss wants to be sent back to the pigsty? Boss knows that he is a pig and, in his anger, he punches his table. The force of the punch breaks the table and cracks the floor. Boss is a pig and orders are absolute to pigs. And we are back to the present where Boss is about to kill Maru. He even thought about killing Maru as he was ordered. However, in the end he couldn't kill him. Boss was a pig living a life without any goals. And Maru is a human who's putting his life on the line to protect what's important to him. And in that moment, seeing Maru like that, Boss became ashamed at himself. He wanted to become a human and so he dropped his axe. He wanted to be seen as a human, and we see the axe drop as MC stabs the boss with nothing to lose. As he is stabbed he tells Maru to look at him, and as he falls to his death, he asks, I am a human in the end, aren't I? And while smiling he tells Maru that he must live like a human till the very end. And this was the story of the king of pigsties, who died smiling as a human. We see a shadow appear over the dead king's body. The guy sits by his body and states that he wanted to be the one to kill him. And this eye patch guy is World Group World Security Senior Managing Director Choi Kajung. We'll just call him Eye Patch. We see this one-eyed guy trying to pull out one of the king's eye, and yes, he is the same child whose eye Boss pulled out at the start of the flashback. As he pulls the eye out he states that he is taking back the eye Boss took from him. As he walks away he crushes the eye in his hand and tells the dead king may he rest in peace. On the phone he tells the chairman that he just confirmed it. Juno is dead and the safe he was in charge of has disappeared. As he assures the Big Boss an army of thugs stand behind him. And we see a van cruising down the road. The three managers, Kim and Maru, are inside the van. Eye Patch assures that the one who killed Juno, no matter where he runs off to, he'll tear him to pieces alive, and he'll bring back the safe. Eye Patch has seen the CCTV footage of the incident in the warehouse and he crushes the TV with his fist and assures Big Boss that he will bring back the safe. Now through CCTV camera we go back and see what happened after Boss was killed. Maru is just standing there all silent, and while crying he tells Kim Yang to attack him if she wants to. Kim Yang is scared of this motherfucker, and thinks that just a moment ago he wasn't this strong. How did he suddenly get this strong? Maru walks towards Kim and she is getting ready to equip her blade, but she is shaking. Her instincts are screaming at her to avoid this man at all cost. Maru, full focused and ready to kill, walks forward. Seeing MC like this, Kim Yang sighs and surrenders. Maru, not buying her surrender, points his knife at her throat and asks why is she surrendering. Does she want to die faster? Remaining 3 managers rush and jump in to protect Kim and state that they shouldn't fight amongst themselves. Fat Manager states that backup from the headquarters will be arriving soon, and since Director Hong is dead, they too are dead, as such there is no reason to fight amongst themselves. Other manager advises that instead of running away separately, chances of their survival will increase if they stay together, and he requests Maru to stop with the killing. Maru looks at the minions and Kim and thinks for a moment. He agrees and asks them to tell him about his sister's whereabouts. Managers look at Kim because she was the one who took the sister with him. Kim thinks about Maru's little sister and remembers that she is Naru, and Boss Hong told Kim to feed Naru, so Kim brought her to a fancy restaurant, but as we saw earlier, they were eating like pigs, so their bill exceeded the card limit and Kim left Naru to clean the dishes, and she ran back to get a new card, but when she came back, she saw the fallen cake and in anger she started fighting with her comrade Butcher, who was the culprit behind the accident. And then Boss Hong gave her the buffet voucher and she forgot about Maru and Naru. Scene shifts, and we see Kim Yang scared and crying. She states that she did commit a sin punishable by death, but is Maru telling her to jump from here, and we see that the gang is in a helicopter. Kim is in her sports bra and managers are cheering her on. Managers tell her that if they go to the hospital while aiming for the restaurant, their route will get screwed up. It's best for them to move separately. They tell Kim Young to show them how she became a part of the North Korean Special Force. Kim, while crying, tells Maru that she can't do it. MC with a death stare tells her to jump. While falling she swears that she will complete the mission, and managers are shocked to see that Kim made a wingsuit from her jacket. They think that nothing is impossible for this warrior. MC just looks at her while one of the manager is planning on naming her daughter after Kim. MC thinks that he needs to save his mom and Naru, but he needs to act fast. The World Group is coming after him. Scene shifts and we are at Maru's house. Detectives are investigating, but they haven't found any rescuers or any casualties. Detective thinks that there are no casualties, but there is blood at Maru's house. We are told as soon as loud noises started coming from the basement, all residents evacuated, and we see the young detective approach his senior. Looking at the scene, young detective asks why all this happened at Maru's house. They are unable to locate him, and he wonders if Maru is all right. Senior detective notices the young one, and he tells him that they need to leave. Officer Lee asks where are they going, and everyone is going to the hospital where Maru's mother is. Maru and the PhD manager have arrived in the hospital, but his mother is gone. Nurses tell him that people wearing suits discharged her earlier. MC gets angry thinking about the people in the suits. He knows that it could be the World Group. Manager gets a call and Kim Young tells them that Naru isn't at the restaurant, and that people wearing suits took her from there too. MC is just boiling with anger at this point. They both run to find Naru and his mother. MC thinks if the World Group took them both, they're planning on using them as hostages. MC asks the manager if there is a closed and restricted accessible place in the city. Manager tells him that it'll be the World Security Headquarters, and that the security is very tight there. MC and manager stop as we see someone enter the hospital. It's the Eye Patch and all the thugs from World Group. Eye Patch states that he didn't thought that they would meet this way. Detective Han Tasik, detective, and his officer are standing in front of Eye Patch. They are both standing face to face. Eye Patch asks if detective's partner changed again. He asks how many people are going to die just because of this old detective. Detective states that this is not something a man who became the senior managing director by replacing others should be asking. Detective asks what brings a gangster like him to the hospital. Eye Patch tells him that he came for a visit. As they cross each other, Eye Patch tells the detective to take care of the people around him, because in the end only people are left. Detective tells him to worry about himself first, and that this was just a waste of time. As they are walking away from each other, one minion comes running in and tells Eye Patch that Hamuro has come back to the hospital. As the minion is about to speak, Eye Patch puts his thumb in his mouth, and while breaking his teeth tells him to shut up. A detective is here. As he breaks more of his teeth, he tells him that it would be bad if this minion talks carelessly. Detective tells him that rather than people around him, Eye Patch should take care of his subordinates first, and the next time they meet it won't be at the hospital, it'll be at the funeral. Detective tells him that he'll make sure that his funeral donations won't be little. Eye Patch thinks and can't believe that Maru moved faster than them. He wonders if someone else is backing Maru, and we are back with Maru. Someone greets Maru and it's a robot-looking giant guy in a suit. He has been waiting for them. He tells them to get in the car and they'll talk later. Seeing this man in the suit, MC wonders, and as he is about to take out his knife, he asks if the suit guy took his mom and sister. Suit guy tells him that he did and he apologizes for his rudeness. And we see someone in sexy heels, and the suit guy, while referring to his stunningly good-looking president, tells them that she would get them in on the details. As she greets Hamuro, we are introduced to the Charlotte Hotel president Shim Moon Young. Maru straight up tells her to shove her introduction elsewhere, and he asks her about his family's whereabouts. Someone else steps out of the car and they state that everything will be explained. It's the other two managers. They welcome Maru. Dr. Manager asks where are these two coming from. He asks them why are they with Charlotte. They have received that World Group has started moving immediately, and in response to the hostile forces of the World Group they asked Charlotte for help. Manager shows them that they took care of Maru's mother and sister. They apologize for surprising Maru, but the situation was very urgent and they had to do things quickly. Maru asks that they took his family without his permission? And in anger he asks them then how are they different from World Group? Manager tells him to stop and look at the video. The video shows that World Group's team was looking for his family, and if it weren't for Charlotte, they would have found his family. MC looks at the video and then stares at the girl in the car as she tells him to get in the car, and they will take him to his family. And now we get some background: pharmaceuticals, hotels, department stores, petrochemicals, and finances. All of these are the things that the Charlotte Group focuses on. On the other hand, the defense industry, trade, distribution, construction, and security are all things that the World Group focuses on. Both companies were wearing the skin of large corporations, but in the shadows, they were fighting a fierce battle, and one man ended the long war with his brute strength. That was Boss Hong. Charlotte was defeated in the war and then divided into two: those who want to hand over the Charlotte to the World Group, and then those who want to protect and keep the Charlotte Group. By the way, the gang is traveling in his sexy-ass limousine. Maru asks what does it all have to do anything with him, and he tells her to get to the point. She tells him that Director Hong is dead, but the World Group still holds an overwhelming power. MC asks so what? Shim tells him that even though he killed Boss Hong, taking care of his family and escaping the World Group would be virtually impossible alone for Maru, but with Charlotte's wealth and information, power, Maru can protect his family, and they can help each other. As she is about to continue speaking, managers notice something and are scared. MC notices it too and bam, another car slams into the sexy-ass limousine. Driver tries to control the car but the other car keeps slamming in. Managers are slamming into each other and the sexy-ass limousine crashes onto the side. People from the other car start to come out. President Shim's head hit the window but she notices that Maru grabbed her and protected her. While she is still shocked she looks at Maru and he asks if she is alright. MC asks if it's the bastards from the World Group again. Shim doesn't think so. She holds Maru's face and tells him that Charlotte divided into two and her older brother Shim Youngji was trying to kill her, so he could hand over Charlotte to World Group, and she thinks that her brother is the one who sent his thugs to kill her, and we see a bunch of gang members surround the sexy-ass limousine. While holding Maru's face she tells him that Charlotte Group will protect his family from the World Group, and he asks Maru if he will act as her sword for a while. Maru thinks for a second and as he is opening the door of the car, he states that she would need to prove it to him, that she has the power to protect his family, then he will become his sword, and Maru equips his sword and steps out of the car, ready for battle. Scene shifts, and we see Eye Patch all dressed step out his car. As he walks to the mansion he thinks that this place has been prepared very grandly. All the gang members welcome Director Choi. He is at the gate and tells them to open the gate, and we see that it's the funeral for Boss Hong. Big Boss is standing in front surrounded by all the gang members. Big Boss wasn't sure he would come but he came. Chairman of the World Group Udane asks him what about the kids who killed Hong. While bowing down to her, Choi tells her that one escaped but they found another, and it's Kim. They found Kim. Kim is all sad. She told Maru that she will find his sister, but she couldn't, and if this continues, Maru won't leave her alone. She sighs and thinks that Maru would have come to pick her up if she failed the mission, but he didn't come. Kim is now annoyed and wants to eat malatang with guo bao ro, spicy beef and mushroom curry, but she doesn't have any money in her pockets. That's that she thinks, and we see the chef scared shitless of her. She thinks that she has no choice but to rip this place to shreds, and we see a bunch of minions of World Group that came to capture or kill her. She asks her sweet South Korean comrades how much money they all got. I mean, respect to her morals. As strong as she is, she could just beat the chefs to cook something for her, but she still wants to pay. Scene shifts and we see thugs coming out the car like clowns coming out from a clown car, and facing them alone is our butcher. Thugs think that if they kill the president they'll get promoted, and they remember that president's bodyguard was the big guy, right? They wonder who this anchovy guy is, and they start equipping their weapons. Thugs mock MC for being the president's lover. As this thug is mocking MC for being scared, Maru stabs him through his open mouth and into his eye, and he quickly slashes the one standing beside him. As he starts butchering these pigs, Maru thinks that killing people is scary, and wonders if it has always been this easy? He thinks that he is finally realizing what the strength of the people he has been fighting until now truly was, and we see our butcher just slicing these thugs like butter. Last thug is scared and asks who the fuck Maru is, and as he asks again, he gets ready to attack MC, but Schwing, his fingertips go flying and blood erupts from his remaining fingers. and as MC walks past him he slashes his hand holding the knife. Handless bitch curses at MC, but Maru puts his knife in his mouth, trying to put a smile on his face, and with one swift bloody motion he butchers the thug's jaw. MC notices the president coming out and states that he has proven himself and it's her turn to prove herself, that she has the power to protect his family. MC asks how are they going to get to his mom now without the car, are they going to walk? President tells him that no need to worry, she already called for something, and we see a helicopter approaching them, but before they go to meet his mother, she remembers that MC wants her to prove her power? And she invites him to go to the funeral of the person he killed, and we see the helicopter approach the funeral site. Scene shifts and we see or hear that some monks are chanting some mantra. I'm not going to write the mantra, and we see some muscular gangster monks chanting the mantra and praying for forgiveness for Boss Hong, and in front of them is the big boss burning incense. Some minion calls Executive Director Choi. Ipatch asks what's going on. Minion tells him that there is a problem, right outside. Hamaru has appeared, and we see MC, and you know what, let's just call her waifu, she is cute. MC and waifu looking like a couple all dressed for the funeral come out from the helicopter. Scene shifts, and we see Kim Young counting the money she got from beating the thugs. Kim thinks that these world emissaries are always causing trouble, even though they were dressed like that, they had so little money. Man, she is just a beast. Glad that the author saved her. Kim gets a call from the manager, and they tell her that Maru went to Boss Hong's funeral with the president of Charlotte Group. They need to hurry to get them out. Kim asks if Maru is at Boss Hong's funeral parlor, and now angry she states that she wants to eat yukgi-jang, beef soup dish, too. How could they go without best girl? Manager tells her that it's not about the food right now. Manager tells her that they are about to make some beef soup themselves. Scene shifts and we see MC and waifu at the funeral, and in front of them is an army of thugs. Thugs recognize the little bastard Maru as the one who killed Boss Hong. They wonder if Maru even knows where he is, and are planning on chopping MC to offer him to Boss Hong's spirit. Waifu asks how does Maru feel? Maru asks about what? She asks isn't he nervous? Maru states that he isn't nervous because they came here so that she could prove her power. MC being a piece of shit asks if waifu will be able to handle this. Some thug comes forward and asks isn't he the punk who killed Boss Hong? But why is he walking in with that Charlotte girl? This thug is Deputy Kim Min-suk, and right in Maru's face he asks if Charlotte was backing him up from the beginning? As he spits on the filthy bastard MC he asks if it was all an act? Someone calls this deputy, and when he looks aside to see who interrupted him, his mouth gets grabbed and he is thrown away by Director Choi, and he tells this nobody to step aside. MC is scared of this eye patch and he apologizes for making him deal with his underlings. Killing Manager Hong is no small feat, and Maru will be given the respect he deserves, and that's how eye patch introduces himself. Other members come out and they ask Choi not to hog all the fun for himself. These are the President and Vice President of World Investment Securities. They think of Maru as a gift that walked right into their hands. Other one asks if he captures Maru now, does it mean he is stronger than Boss Hong? The big three assholes are arguing with each other about who gets to kill Maru. MC doesn't want to give them any chance and is about to equip his blade, but waifu stops him and asks is this really all world stock can do? And all confident and sexy looking she walks in front of them. She asks if they kill Maru here, then what does world livestock gain? President yells at her that Maru smeared their honor and they must regain it, and killing the person who killed Boss Hong will grant them great glory. Waifu states that to avenge and uphold honor, kill the man who murdered Manager Hong and claim glory, but if they all gang up on one man, does that really hold any meaning? As she starts playing with her hair, showing confidence, and looking sexy doing it, she asks isn't the honor and glory they speak of lost if they all attack one man. She tells them that Hamura fought Boss Hong one-on-one and won honorably, and yet they are ganging up on him. Does it finally give them the confidence they lacked when Manager Hong was alive? Thugs start getting angry at the filthy girl as if she knows anything. Waifu tells them clearly that no matter how fractured Charlotte may seem, she won't tolerate anyone touching her people. If they kill Hamuro here, then they should prepare for war. Furthermore, she asks if capturing one man is worth all that? Even if they win, it'll be a hollow victory, no honor, no glory, no profit. If anyone is confident to shoulder all those losses, then take a step forward, or get out our way, you big mouth bastards, she states. All the big three are pissed, even Maru is speechless on seeing the waifu and her power. Big Boss enter the conversation while clapping and states that she has spoken like a true speaker as she addresses President Shim. And just like her father, she is good with words. Big Boss walks forward and stands in front of MC. So you're the one who killed our Manager Hong, she asks. Maru looks at her with complete zero emotions. Big Boss looks at our butcher and finds him tasty is what I get from that creepy smile. Big Boobs Boss tells the couple that they'll meet again and she leaves with her gang. Maru asks who is that woman. Waifu tells him that she is Chairman Yudane of the World Group. And the one Maru needs to be cautious of. The couple enters the funeral room without their shoes as it is the tradition, and surrounded by world group members they walk up to the front, to see Boss Hong. While looking at the boss's picture, Maru states that he didn't came here to mourn him. What he did to his family is unforgivable. MC wanted to kill him with his own hands. MC asks, but why, when boss had the chance to kill him, did he let himself die at his hands? And why did he leave those last words, "You must live your life as a human to the very end," to him? As MC bows down, he asks, why did boss die for him and why did he say those words? MC thinks that he doesn't know yet, but if he survives, he'll find out the answer. He bows down again and tells the boss to not worry. With everything he has learned from him, he'll kill them all and survive, and we see all the gang members itching to kill MC. Waifu calls MC and tells him that now from the moment he passes this door, he'll beat her sword, and in 13 chapters this is the first time we see Maru smile. He accepts the job, and so the power couple walks out and get into their helicopter. As the helicopter is flying away, we see director Choi smoking and thinking about Hamaru and Shim Eun-young. He throws up his cigarette and OMG, what cool panel with the helicopter and cigarette flying and Choi grabbing his hair, and as he pulls back his hair he gives a menacing smile and tells us that things are about to get interesting. Man, I love this manhwa. I was thinking the helicopter will blow up with his cigarette, but nothing happened. See you in the next chapter. Alright, we got 2 new chapter to cover. Let's go. Like and subscribe for more. We start this chapter at Charlotte Hotel's Seoul branch. A week has passed since Boss Hong's funeral and we see the president of Charlotte walk in the hotel and she is greeted by her servants. Servants tell her that they are having a big problem regarding those people. They are the 3 managers of Boss Hong and they have started to bang on the safe again, because these fools can't open the safe even with a key. Managers are struggling to open the safe because Boss Hong put a password on it. They believe that it's a test for them from Boss Hong, and so they are planning on using the power of Chainsaw Man. Nice reference. President sighs because she can't do anything about them because they are Mr. Hamaru's colleagues. She tells her servant to handle them discreetly and make sure it's out of sight. Servant tells her that there is another problem. This woman has started eating the guests' food and we are introduced to the glutton who devours all the hotel's food. President tells his servants that before she devours all the food like yesterday, they need to order some takeout, and we see the glutton. It's none other than the best girl, Kim Young. President thinks that although it was burdensome, it has been a long time since the hotel was this lively. All this mess and noise is bringing back a sense of peace, like the calm before a storm. Waifu visits the VIP room and is greeted by the guards as she walks in. We are told that Maru is doing well with his family. Nara sees the waifu and calls her sister and that she came at the right time. Their mother asks who's this and why is her daughter calling her sister. Waifu with a smile greets Naru. Naru all angry asks waifu what's going on. His brother isn't telling them anything. Waifu looks at MC and he shakes his head telling her not to say anything. Waifu thinks that there's no way Maru will tell his family anything. She thinks that how could Maru tell them that he's planning on fighting the World Organization to protect his family. We see that their mother is trying to get up to greet the president, but Maru tells her to just lie down. Waifu tells Nara that MC is just worried about them and there's no need to stress over it, and she will do her utmost to help him. Mother thanks Waifu for helping Maru like this, and she asks Waifu to please take care of her son, as she got caught up in danger because of him. Waifu holds her future mother-in-law's hand and tells her to not worry, her son has been a great help to her. They are interrupted by a servant who tells them that there's a huge problem outside. Waifu asks him who's causing the trouble, and she is shocked and scared to hear the response. It's the voice chairman Shim Eun-gyu. He is drinking and playing with his whores, but it's annoying the other residents of the hotel. Scene shifts, and we are at the police station. Detective is looking at the case, bored, and thinks that manager Hong of World Livestock is dead. Detective thinks that it was manager Hong who was suspected to be the distributor of drug-laced ribs. The suspected Japanese facility for drug supply was burned down, and the house of a woman in her 50s who had a seizure due to the drugs collapsed, and the woman who was under treatment vanished without a trace. And now the members of World Organization are looking for one man, Hamaru. Detective wonders if MC is the perpetrator or the victim in all these interconnected incidents. The only information the police have is that MC appeared at manager Hong's funeral with a woman. As detective is busy in his thoughts, his subordinate enters the room and tells him that they found it. They've identified the woman who appeared with Maru. Subordinate asks that even the World Group's informants didn't know about her, and he asks who is she? Detective smiles and drops his cigarette and states that it's Charlotte Hotel's president, Shim Eun-young. Detective figures out that if it's her, then she is the successor of Charlotte Group. Scene shifts, and we are back with Waifu. All annoyed and angry, she asks what is vice chairman doing. This bastard is busy licking his girl and squeezing her boobs while getting drunk. He looks forward and notices the president. Surrounded by big boob bimbos, he tells Waifu to join them and pour him a drink. President should know how to set the mood. MC, a bit annoyed, asks the waifu if he should kill him. Waifu tells her no, it's fine. As she picks up the wine bottle, she states that she is the president and he is the vice chairman, and since the vice chairman wishes for it, she should pour him a drink, and so she pours all over his brother's head and asks the bastard if it tastes good. She looks to the side and states that she turned a blind eye when his brother submitted to World Group, but now he's openly mingling with their dogs, and we see director Choi sitting on the side. Okay, things are about to go down. As Choi drinks, he states that calling people dogs is rude. Waifu puts down the bottle and tells her brother that she understands if he is bitter, since their father intended to pass the group down to her, his younger sister after all, and as she stands tall over him she states that he is yearning to possess the chairman's seat, and bringing in enemies while their father is still alive. He can't even distinguish right from wrong anymore? And this is why their father appointed her as his successor, and we see the bastard brother sulking. He addresses his little sister and states that the wine is delicious. Maybe because it was poured by his little sister or perhaps by the president, but it's really good, and it's such a waste to drink it alone. He tells his whores to drink it with him, but one of them wants to get him clean first. This piece of shit grabs and squeezes her mouth open and chugs the bottle down her throat, telling the bitch to just drink it when he says so. He is literally assaulting her. He states that whether it's his sister or that guy, when the vice chairman gives an order, they should obey without talking back. He calls his sister and throws the bottle at her, asking if she thinks he's a joke. Waifu gracefully dodges the bottle. He gets in her face and asks, just because their father appointed her as the successor, did she already see herself as the chairman? He laughs in her face and states that their father is in a vegetative state, and until he dies, she can't inherit anything. Waifu calmly tells him to struggle all he wants, and warns him to always watch his back. Whatever he's plotting, she can do the same to him. Oh man, nice comeback. As these two are arguing, they hear someone laugh. It's director Choi laughing his ass off. He states that it's heartwarming to see siblings getting along. Waifu smile at him and asks if Chairman Yu De-in's dog could step outside. This is Charlotte's business, and asks if he's the Choi Young, the executive director of World Security Group. Choi gets angry and breaks the drinking glass in his hand and tells him that it's Chairman Ms. Yu De-in, and he gets up in her face looking menacing. He tells her that young president seems to lack manners, and with his hulking hands he goes to grab Waifu, telling her that she needs some education, and we see a knife come for his hand from the side. It's our boy Maru, and he slices his hand and forces him to pull back. He turns around and tells Choi to get lost before he kills him, and he points his knife at him, looking ready to fight, and looking a bit jacked from before. Choi looks at him and then looks at his hand. There's a cut on it. He thinks that even though he tried to suppress him, Maru pushed him back and even moved forward. He thinks that Maru was more interesting than he thought. And as he licks his wound and powers up his arms, all laughing like a killer, he states that it'll be worth breaking MC. Oh man, I have been waiting for this fight. Let's get right into it. Choi lunges at Maru with his claw-like hand and states that it'll be delicious to crush Maru. MC is pushed back from this attack and we see scratches appear on his arm. MC notices the injury and can't believe what happened. He is sure that he blocked the attack, but he still got injured. Choi, looking like a hunter, charges at MC and asks him if he is going to just stand there, and he tells MC to show him the skills that Juno taught him. MC looks at his hulking hand and wonders if Choi cut him with his bare hands. MC is scared of this hulking beast's monstrous grip. However, Maru thinks about Boss Hong, and compared to him, Maru holds his knife with a firmer grip and states that he can win. And what a cool panel, right? Other guests are getting worried that if this goes on someone will die. Waifu apologizes for causing them discomfort and asks the guests to evacuate outside, and everyone will be provided with sufficient compensation for today's incident. Waifu looks back and thinks that Director Choi has been in Director Hong's shadow, but he's still one of the representative forces of World Group. Waifu looks at them fighting and wonders if Maru can beat him. Choi notices that Maru is using Four Eyes moves, and as he swings his claws, he tells MC that this won't be enough to satisfy him. MC dodges his attack and grabs a whiskey bottle, and starts attacking using Red Bull's technique. Choi notices it and attacks with his claw grip, breaking the bottle and injuring MC. He states that MC is more interesting than he thought. Maru quickly changes his grip and starts using Kim Yang's technique. At this point he's using everything he has learned. Choi manages to parry the knife and states that Juno must have really cared for Maru because he taught him all these different skills. But skill, these are just tricks, and he claws MC, pushing him back into a table. Choi asks what's going on. Is that all Juno taught him? He didn't teach him anything more. In the middle of the fight, Choi lights his cigarette and states that it's absurd that Maru managed to kill Juno with these skills. MC throws a table at Choi while he smokes and wonders what Juno saw in this little punk. MC thinks that Choi might be stronger than Boss Hong, but he can still win, and he runs forward, hides behind the table and is about to attack. He thinks that if he can somehow create some distance, but Choi breaks the table and asks wasn't Maru going to show him something, and as the claw is coming for MC, Choi asks is that all he got, and with a swift tiger-like slash he attacks Maru and calls him a disappointment. Maru is injured, he coughs and drops to his knees. Choi states that looking at Maru's poor skills, he didn't kill Juno, but Juno let Maru kill him. Choi can't believe that Juno died for someone like Maru. It could be that he was getting senile in his later years. MC tries to get up, and as he charges at him he tells Choi to shut up. Choi readies his claw and mentions that the thing Juno wasn't able to teach him, he will teach Maru, and he attacks Maru with an open palm claw-like attack, and it's not done. He grabs onto Maru using his claw and rotates him, wounding him greatly with sort of like a Rasengan attack, and he tells Maru that this is a real skill. Maru is hurt bad and coughs blood. Choi is amazed that Maru was able to tank that. He must be feeling a burning pain in his heart. Choi is surprised, and tells MC that it's rare to find a guy with his kind of spirit. He asks if this spirit of his is what made Juno like him. Maru finally talks back, stating that Choi has a lot to talk about him. All injured, Maru mocks him that he too has heard a lot about him, like this pitiful one-eyed bastard used to be treated so well before. On hearing this, Choi gets angry, his veins start popping and he drops the cigarette, calls MC a son of a bitch and hits him with a raising uppercut claw attack. Maru's stomach is pushed back just like we saw in Piccolo vs Android 17 in Dragon Ball Z. Maru is fucked, it's like he was hit by a massive Rasengan. Without giving MC time to recover, Choi strikes again and asks what the fuck does Maru know about him. Choi yells that wanted to be the one to kill Juno, and as he pounds Maru he tells him that he didn't deserve to kill him. MC is now sure that this bastard is too strong. While getting clobbered, MC thinks that in power, speed, experience, and skill, he's getting overwhelmed in all of these aspects, even when he promised himself that he'd protect his family, but he didn't know how many more people are going to be there who are as strong as Choi. MC wonders if he'll be able to protect his family. What should I do to become stronger? MC thinks. As Choi is about to finish him, he states that Maru only knows how to run his mouth, and looking like a one-eyed monster he tells Maru to just fuck off already. Bastard brother on the side is cheering Choi, telling him to kill Maru. If he kills him, it'll be over for waifu, and if he becomes the chairman, he'll give them the shares as promised. But this piece of shit is stunned to see some fucker standing next to Choi. Choi stops his attack and states that he sees him often these days. Fucker apologizes if he bothered him. It's the detective and he tells him to keep going, and he'll also continue doing what he's planned, and points his gun at Choi. Detective tells him that if he kills a person in front of the police, he's going to kill him too. Choi backs up with his hands up, asking why would the detective kill him? He was only teaching his junior some new tricks. Bastard brother is pissed and tells the cops to mind their own business and fuck off. They were at the climax. He is so angry that he is ready to take his clothes off. Officers asks what should they do with this bastard. Should they charge him with obstruction of official duties? Detective tells him to leave him. He's not the target today. As he puts his gun back, he states that director Choi, you seem to have grown old too. A young kid managed to land a blow on you. Choi looks down and we see that he too was hit by a Rasengan-like attack. Choi wonders when could it be. Even his shirt was ripped, and there are scratches on his body. He wonders that a skill Maru has just seen once. He used it immediately, when he was hit by the uppercut. Now he figured out that all those other skills, no one taught them to him, he copied them. Choi is sure that Maru is a fucking interesting guy. And he wonders if that's why Juno liked him so much. And we see that Maru is the one in handcuffs. He's getting read his Miranda rights and other officers are holding him up. And we are told that all messed up Maru is getting arrested on suspicion of murder. Holy shit, I was not expecting this. See you all in the next chapter.